There are three men in the Bible, three characters in the Bible, that when I read about them with a level of, I think, a level of reference. One is David, one is Moses, one is Abraham. God always uses words to qualify men he had something with. But let me talk on Abraham. God spoke about Abraham. God used a particular word for Abraham. In James chapter 2, verse 23, he was called the friend of God. The friend, God's friend. In Isaiah 41, verse 8, he was called the friend of God. The friend of God. In 2 Chronicles, I think chapter 20, verse 7, he was called the friend of God. Can somebody be God's friend? In fact, to make you know how possible it was, in John chapter 11, verse 11, Jesus called Lazarus his friend. John 11, 11. He said, our friend Lazarus sleepeth, but I go that I may wake him out of sleep. Lazarus was dead for 4 days. He was going rotten. So how can God call? What do I now do to be like Abraham that God can call me his friend? John 15, 14. Look at the secret of being his friends. John chapter 15, verse 14. Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. Have you seen it now? So what made Abraham the friend of God? One word: obedience. God said, whatsoever. You want to be like Abraham? Can you imagine? God told Abraham, he said, give me your son, thy only son. God didn't just say, give me your son. God said, give me your son. God reminded him, in case he forgot, thy only son. Ishmael was there. Hello? How can God call Abraham Isaac, Abraham's only son, when Ishmael was there? Was Ishmael not his son? Was he not his son? But like I told you before, Abraham is not the father of Ishmael. Abraham is not the father of Ishmael. Abram is the father of Ishmael. When God changed his name to Abraham, he became father of Isaac. He was Abram when he had Ishmael. He was Abraham when he had Isaac. All right? So Abraham, God said, thy only son, go and sacrifice him. Abraham said, okay, let's go. He was going. Obeying God is painful. It's painful. It's painful. Obeying God is what? Is what? Don't let anybody deceive you, tell you it's very sweet. It's very sweet to be a Christian. Sir, it is good to be a Christian but not sweet. You must carry a cross. Obeying God is painful. You are a student, you come into town, there is no accommodation for you, no house to stay, and a young man opened his door, say, come and be living with me. He's saying, come and enter hell. You are not married, you live with him, you are on your way to hell. Don't deceive yourself. You're on your way to hell. That is free express route to hell. Going to hell on first class. That's the truth. It's painful. Where will I sleep, Apostle? I don't know. But will I sleep somewhere? Yes. God must make a way. A Christianity that costs you nothing will bring you nothing. Christianity that does not cost you something cannot give you anything. You want this one, you have it. You want this one, you compromise your faith, you get it. You want that one, you compromise, you get it. Then what are you preparing for your future? What future do you have in God? You have no future in God. You have no inheritance in God. Abraham's secret was obedience. God told him, send Hagar away. He didn't argue. He carried Hagar. He said, go. Hello? He said, go. He said, go. What is that thing God is telling you to do? Cut off from that man. Cut off from that woman. What are you checking? If I cut off, who will take care of me? Who will pay my rent? Are you not ashamed that you are living life for rent? You're on your way to hell because of rent. If I now cut off from this business that is illegal, how will I survive? As a lecturer, if I cut off from taking blocking, how will I build a house? Imagine a house built by blocking. A house built by blocking. You build that house, window, doors, roofing, tiles, blocking. Just imagine staying in that kind of house. How will your life be? Nightmare, troubles. No matter the pain, help me to obey you. No matter the pain. Do you know what it means for God to tell you to forgive somebody who has hurt you so much, caused you so much? God say forgive. You know, I don't know what you understand by Christianity. Do you know in Acts chapter 11, the people that called them Christians were not Christians, they were unbelievers. It was their character they saw. They said, these are Christians. Do you know what it means for somebody who wanted to kill you? Jesus Christ came fulfilling an assignment. They want to kill him. He had power. He had power to call down lightning, call down fire. But he went to the cross. You said you don't even have power. You don't have power yet. Somebody just ridiculed the gospel. Rather than forgive, you attack. There's a time for war. There's a time for peace. When you pray and you live in sin, two people are your enemy, God and Satan. When you are praying and you are living in sin, both God and the devil are your enemies. God is your enemy because you are playing game with him. Satan is your enemy because you are trying him. Satan, you are trying me, you are trying me. You are calling, you are abusing me. And you are, imagine when God is your enemy, Satan is your enemy. Who will be your friend? I want to be a friend of God. It's a decision by a lifestyle. Anything, no matter how painful it is, hurtful, painful, help me, Lord, to obey.
Evakito sofrakite di vagadige de vedebe. Lekato sopata.